In this class, let's learn respond to a situation in a highly practical way. Why respond to a situation is important. So in the speaking, it supplies close to 12 marks. So the maximum score in speaking is 90, and this is responsible for almost 12 marks. So it makes sense to work on it. What is respond to a situation? I fondly call it IAS. What is IAS? I stands for imagine, A stands for and, A in the and, S stands for speak. So you have to imagine and speak in this task. It is like giving an audition. So when people go and they want to act in the movies, they give an audition. When the director or assistant director conveys that you are this character, how do you say this dialogue? This is situation, how do you say this dialogue, correct? So if you have seen any audition videos, so it is more or like same like auditions. I'm not saying it's completely like that, but it sounds like it's a model of audition.
We'll see one sample question.
So speaking, respond to a situation. Let's see this. 10 seconds.
You booked a meeting room at the library from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. to work on a group project. Now it's just after 2 p.m. and your classmates will arrive soon, but some other students are sitting in the meeting room. What would you say to them?
Same thing is getting read. You are listening. First you read, then you're listening. Now there is 10 seconds of preparation time to get ready for the answer. This 10 seconds time is also finished. You have 40 seconds of time to respond to the situation as if you are in that situation. You have to imagine and speak. So everybody thinks that respond to situation is a task. You will get a situation and you get just 10 seconds time and you have to start speaking in a very impromptu fashion. That's not reality, because you get 30 seconds time before you start answering. This is an insight I'm giving you. How 30 seconds? So first, you are getting some time before the audio starts. That's around 10 seconds, right? Once that 10 seconds is over, when you read it once and the same word by word is getting read by the computer, you are listening. So that is another 10 seconds. Now, once this is done, you have 10 more seconds time for preparation. So to get to learn understand the situation, you have not just 10 seconds, you have what, 30 seconds time. Probably if your language is decent, you are proficient user of English, your speaking is good, you don't need anything. You can answer it in a very natural manner. You will imagine and you start speaking. However, so even though you are good at language, your proficiency is decent enough. Sometimes you still have some difficulties because the mood is not same every time, correct? The frame of mind is not same every time. So for that reason, having a structure can really help. So I have invented a structure called simple, SIMPLE structure, which can be used in majority of the questions or almost all the questions. So this structure, right, I have used it in the real examination, got a 90. Then I'm propagating this. Before we start, I'll teach you a very, very simple yet powerful technique which will make you very much close to the question. So let's learn that. That small technique is U to I technique. U to I. So you replace, when you're reading the question, you replace you with I. Now let's see what happens. You book the meeting room. No. I booked the meeting room. Okay, I booked the meeting room at the library from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. to work on a group project. So if you read like this, you will instantly connect with the question. You will instantly connect with the situation. This is a simple thing, but a powerful thing. Let's apply it to next sentence also. Now it's just after 2 p.m. and your classmate and my classmates will arrive soon, but some other students are sitting in the meeting room. What would I say to them? Okay. So this is how you should read so that you will instantly connect with the situation. In this respond to situation, the question or the prompt has three things. Number one thing is, what is the situation? Okay, what is the topic? What is the main theme basically? You booking a meeting room from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. To work on a group project is purpose. Yes or no? The main purpose, or that's the thing, right? The main purpose, let's call it MP, main purpose. And now, what is the problem? There is always a problem or issue, right? Generally. So now it's just after 2 p.m. and my classmates will arrive soon, but some students are sitting So the time is over. The time has started already. The meeting booking time has started, but some of the students are sitting. This is your problem. So what solution you want? What relief you want? You want people to vacate that room, people to leave that room so that you can carry out your work. That's it, correct? So we will look at the same thing for another question also. We will examine one more question if it has three elements: the main theme, problem, and solution. Okay, topic, problem, solution kind of thing. So I'm working on an essay for my course and I have difficulty in organizing ideas. Okay, so the purpose is the basic main theme is what I'm working on an essay. What is my problem? I'm having difficulty with my organizing ideas. Okay, what I have to do, I approach my professor after the class and ask her if she could help me in this regard. Yes or no? Discuss the essay. Why do you discuss the essay? For kind of solution. If she can give me some things. So the topic is what I'm working on essay. Problem is what I have difficulty in organizing ideas. What is solution? You approach the professor after the class and get some help from her. This is what it is. So for any question, these things will be there. Now, simple method. Simple is what? SIMPLE. When you have to answer a question, you start with S. I'll show you. So now, in this method, S stands for start the communication or start the conversation. Yes or no? Start speaking. So how do you start speaking? If it's a formal communication, maybe with your professor or an official of the university or a faculty of the university, right? With somebody, how do you start? Basically, you say, "Hello, sir. How are you doing?" Or "Hello, madam. How are you doing?" Okay, sorry if I'm disturbing you. Something like that you can start, right? Excuse me if I'm disturbing you, but I have to talk. I have to discuss this with you. Correct? Something like that you start. So what is it? Formal situation. "Hello, sir. How are you doing?" "Hello, madam. How are you doing?" "Sorry if I am bothering you." "Excuse me if I'm disturbing you." These are for formal situations. Okay. Let's say if it's informal, what will be the informal? You say what? "Hey, hi. Hello, how are you?" This is good, right? If you know that person, you say, "Hey, hi. How are you?" You say. If you don't know that person, what do you say? "Hey, hi." Something like this. And this is what? S. S means what? Starting the conversation. Now saying hi, hello, greetings, over. Next is what? Introduce the topic or introduce the purpose. This is the next thing. Okay. Now let's start. How to introduce the topic? Where is the topic and the question? The topic or the purpose is there in the beginning. You are working on an essay. I am working on an essay for my course. Right? This is the thing. So after saying hi, "Hello, professor, how are you doing? I'm sorry if I'm bothering you. As you know, I am working on an essay for my course." Done, right? Now the other one. "Hey guys, I booked the meeting room at the library from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. in order to work on a group project." You introduce the topic, right? So this is how you do it. The next step is mentioning the problem. S is over, saying hi, hello. I is over, introducing the topic or the background. And now M. M is what? Mention the problem. This is how you do it. I'll show you. What is the problem here? Okay. Now it's just after 2 p.m. Okay. Now it's just after 2 p.m. and my classmates will arrive anytime soon. But you guys are sitting in the same room, which is booked by me, right? That's the problem here. And the next one. What is the problem here? But I have difficulty in organizing ideas for my essay. This is the problem here. So, hi, topic, problem, right? Now the next step is politely asking for a help or what you want them to do that you're politely asking. So, what relief you want in the first scenario? The relief you want in the first scenario is that you want them to vacate the room because the booking is done by you at that point of time. Yes or no? So you will start like this. "Can you vacate this room so that we can carry out our project work? Can you please leave this room so that we can work on our project? Can you please vacate this room as I have booked this room for a stipulated time?" Something like that you will say, because this is the relief you are expecting. This is what you want to say to them, right, in this situation. And next one, in this occasion, what do you say? So what is that? You approach your professor after the class and ask her if you can go to her, if I can go to her to get some help on the essay. What do you ask? "Professor, if you allow me, I will come to you after the class and get clarification, get some ideas from you on how to organize my essay." Correct? It's like that, right? That is the relief you want. So you talk about so far, S is done, saying hi, hello, how are you doing? I'll do that. Sorry if I'm excusing if it's a formal setting. It's not a formal setting, that's not necessary. And then mention the topic, mention the purpose that you're working on an essay for your course as part of your course. And then the problem, but I have difficulty in organizing the ideas. What solution you want? Okay, professor, if I can come to you after the class and discuss the essay with you, I think I'll get some ideas to organize my essay. Something like that you can say. And you can always say, it's important for me, it is crucial for me, it is essential for me. Something like that you can always say. In simple, SIMPLE, right? LE is pending. For time being, I'm skipping L. Let's go to E. E, as you're rightly guessing, if S is for starting the conversation, then E is something you know. What is it? Ending the conversation. So you will thank that person, okay, and finish the conversation, yes or no. So how it happens? For example, you are asking these guys to vacate the room. So what do? Okay, thanks in advance. Okay, so please leave the room, you can say yes or no. If that is the case, that's the ending. And then if it's a professor, what? Thanks in advance, professor. I'm sure your inputs will help me. Your help will be appreciated. Something like that you will use. Yes, correct, towards the end, right? So in simple, L is missing. L is nothing but laying an option. Laying an option or giving an option. What is that giving option? So if you are very spontaneous, you can give options to the persons, right, or the people you are conversing. Let's say in the first scenario, you can give them an option kind of thing. How you can suggest an option kind of thing, like, oh, the other rooms are very much vacant in the same building. Why don't you go and use those rooms instead of using this room which is already booked? Okay, right. The second scenario, laying an option. Professor, if you can help me with this essay organization or organizing my essay, if you can give me some inputs, I will help you with PowerPoint presentation. I will help you with some classroom assignment material preparation, something like that. So you are giving that person one kind of an option in return, something like that. Okay. But L is not mandatory. If you are super spontaneous, you can use it. Otherwise, it's not necessary. Let me answer one question. The meeting room at the library from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. to work on a group project. Now it's after 2 p.m. My classmates will arrive soon.
You booked a meeting room at the library from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. to work on a group project. Now it's just after 2 p.m. and your classmates will arrive soon, but some other students are sitting in the meeting room. What would you say to them?
I booked a meeting room. The library, some people are occupying it. Okay. Right. Hey guys, I booked this meeting room at this library from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. to work on a group project with my classmates. My classmates can come any point of time. However, you are occupying this room, you are sitting in this room. If you sit here, we cannot carry out our work. So I request you to leave this room and use another room because this project is very important. That's why I booked the room. I hope you guys will understand and vacate the room. If you can possibly vacate the room quickly, I can arrange for the things. You can book another room in the campus. There are a lot of rooms available. Now let's look at the feedback that I received. I got 5 points in content criteria on 6. It's a decent thing. I think in the exam I should get more than 5. I think 5.5 something I should get the content points I'm saying. Oral fluency, I was awarded 4 on the 5 points. 5 scale, 4 is the thing. Decent thing. In the examination, the oral fluency is not critically examined by artificial intelligence. It is 20-30% lenient. See, if you have 20%, 30% lesser oral fluency than your read aloud repeat sentence, it is still okay in these 2 tasks. One is the existing task, that is respond to a situation. The other one is summarize group discussion. In these 2 things, the oral fluency is slightly down. I think 15-20%, maximum 30% down also. It is absolutely okay. We are getting these scores. But wantedly, do not compromise on the oral fluency. You try to become fluent. Okay, I'm talking about my exam experience, which is 1.5 month back. All right. Pronunciation, I think most words were clearly pronounced. That's why it is 4 score on the scale of 5. So total against 16 points, I got 13. In the real exam, you will get 15-20% more points. So which will make it close to 15-16 points. It's a perfect answer. Now, once again, coming to the weightage, you get generally 2 or 3 questions. Usually 2 questions. Weightage is 12 marks. Forget about that 16 points. 16 points are not 16 marks. They are assessment points, right? So 12 marks, let's assume. And generally people are getting 2 questions. I also got 2 questions whenever I took PT exam. So what is the, division? Like 12, generally you're getting 2 questions. So one question is 6, other question is 6 marks. So if you're getting 16 out of 16, that means you scored 6 marks. All right. So that's how it is. If there is a third question, then the distribution of marks changes, right? How it is 4 plus 4 plus 4, because 12 is the weightage for this question, right? Question type. So 4 plus 4 plus 4. If there are 2 questions, 6 plus 6, 12 marks. Now you have understood the concept, everything. It's time to work on the practice. Right. Work on the practice and look at the practice plans. Look at it. Respond to situation. I recommend you to practice 60 for getting maximum score on the examination. Imagine you have 30 days in hand. Okay, so the target is 60 questions. 60 divided by 30 days, which is what per day you have to practice 2 questions. No, you have 20 days time. Per day you have to practice 3 questions. By the time you go to the exam, it will be very much comfortable for you. It's like a cakewalk for you in the exam if you can practice these many questions from respond to a situation. And if your language is so good and you are very spontaneous, right? So you don't have to practice 60 questions also. Even if you practice some 30, 40 questions, that's enough. But this is for the people whose language is extremely good, whose spoken skills are extremely good, and they are super duper spontaneous. Rest all can practice 60 questions. See, thousands of PT practice questions. Like essays, we have 101 essays. We are adding based on our exam experiences. Look at this, it has grammar. For example, you are lacking in subject-verb agreement. You can go and work on 5 levels of subject-verb agreement exercises. Nobody is lecturing you on grammar. You are simply learning based on the activities. Now, for improving vocabulary, we have vocabulary improvement section and listening spelling section. So if you want to improve the exam familiarity, we have 10 mock tests coming here. Each mock test, when you write, gives you score. It gives you insights where you're doing well, where you're not doing well, all that stuff. And you can even access your answers once you finish the exam. So all the materials, like the latest guides, templates, everything is mentioned here. And the entire course recording is available. Latest class recording is available, including my real exam experiences. So, right, all the basics. Now, this is my real exam experience, the exam that I took on January 26th, January 30, 2026 or something. So everything, it's a complete package. Don't hesitate to buy this. The subscription is starting from just, I think, 1,500 rupees in Indian currency for a week's subscription. So every feature is going to come in the 1 week subscription plan. I'll meet you with the new essay sample question and answer. Stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you find value in my channel, please do subscribe.